At the forging of the Cyberverse, the greatest meeting of Ender Gods since the beginning of time took place at the edge of the energy flux. There, surrounded by swirling black holes of infinite light and energies, Cyberus stood beside his brother Orpheus, surveying the forming suns before them. There too sat silently upon the cloud of a blooming nebula was Laylaps, Sothis, and Maria, while Procyon strolled with Nereus and Arion along the circumference of the infinite. And so also came Demeter and Hermes, who were last to arrive at this, the greatest of all meetings. And as gravity began its ceaseless construction of the planets, suns, and stars, the Ender Gods consulted for 100 years without rest, for the focus of their attention was so important that no amount of time spent on its details was considered too much. For it was the forging of Rentopia that had brought the most powerful beings in the Cyberverse together, and after 100 years of deliberation, it was decided that Rentopia would be no mere planet, and that it would be a world unique, and one that would require the most powerful tool ever created to forge. And so the Ender Gods joined hands around the circumference of a young quasar forming within the energy flux, and using their combined strength and will, compressed those limitless energies into a singular point. Then each of the Ender Gods placed a hand on the ball of infinite light before them, and in a flash that distorted the energy flux itself, a new Ender God was born. Argus, the Star Forger. Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the internet. This is RENDOG coming at you from the brains of Mob Castle in this Let's Play Minecraft Survival series. In the previous episode, we were setting up the redstone mechanics to automate our dark spawner mob grinding facility. And in this episode, my friends, we are going to be completing the final spawning chamber of this bad boy before heading off to the nether portal for a little bit of a surprise. It is going to be absolutely awesome. Hope you have some tasty ass beverages. I hope you got some crunchy ass snacks, my friends. It's time to play some Minecraft Survival. 43 levels. You know what, guys? I don't think I've ever had 43 levels in this Minecraft Survival series, ever. It feels so freaking awesome. I feel so overpowered right now, and I have managed to get all of these 43 levels from our darkroom mob spawner facility called Mob Castle, or otherwise known as the Elephant. Oh man, guys, it is so freaking awesome in here. I have spent many hours inside of this facility trying to get it functioning optimally, trying to get it working as efficiently as possible. As you guys can see, I've laid down some slabbage onto the blocks around the redstone stuff that we set up in the previous episode to stop any spawning here. And we only have one more darkroom chamber to finish, which is all the way up there. But I thought we would start today's episode by just having a quick look down this particular spawning array, and have a look, guys, how cool it is. You can see all of the water on all three of the levels. I don't know if you guys can see up there at the top level, but the water is a-flowing, and that means that I have managed to connect all of the cabling. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did that now, man. So freaking awesome. But man, we have got to move on, guys. You know, I've been spending many off-camera hours right here in Mob Castle, and it is time that we start progressing further in the series. And I got to tell you also, I'm getting a little bit tired of working on this build. It has been a very long build for me. More hours off camera than on camera for this one, but it's been absolutely worth every second, guys, because look at this. We are progressing onto another level of Minecraft. I feel like I am leveling up right as we speak. I now have a way to get levels pretty quickly. Not as quickly as, of course, if you had an Enderman farm in the end or something like that. But at least we have built a mob spawner that we can be proud of, that doesn't just look absolutely disgusting, hanging up in the air somewhere. It actually feels like it should be a part of the build, or of the world anyway. And, you know, it is functioning in a very good way, and I am digging it, man. As you guys can see, I have laid the cabling. It's very, very simple. All I did was I added some repeaters to send the redstone signal up and around the spire. This is one of the spires, one of the 4 spires of Mob Castle, and this redstone signal goes in here. Oops, I just broke it like a freaking noob. Where did the redstone go? Oh, noes! Did I lose the redstone? Oh, there it is. Okay. Anyway, don't mind the noobing out, my friends, but just showing you exactly how this is going. I think we probably need to do a little bit. Yeah, we're going to have to do one more bit of redstone cabling all the way up to this one. Although, I think... Oh, yeah. We still need to cable up this one over here. This is the final spawning chamber that I wanted to work on with you guys today. And the reason that I wanted to do this was because I just wanted to show you guys exactly how I configured the darkroom spawning rooms themselves. I know you guys haven't seen them. And I've had some really excellent advice from a lot of you guys with regards to how to most efficiently set up the spawning room. And in the 2 episodes or so ago, when we were working on these chambers, I was using slabbage to separate these positions over here, and of course that was to stop spiders spawning in the chambers. But you know what, guys, I don't think that's a very efficient way to do it. One of you guys was mentioning that, you know, it's just so much better just to make the pillars solid. That way when mobs do spawn in these positions, they don't really have anywhere to go other than just straight into the delivery chambers or into the delivery aqueducts. So yeah, I've just changed the design slightly to have these solid pillars instead of slabbage in between these spaces here. And yeah, it still looks awesome. It still looks absolutely freaking awesome and rad and industrial, just the way that I wanted it to look. And yeah, guys, looking absolutely sweet. So let's get this sucker finished off. I need to get the redstone cabling finished off too. And once that is ready, we'll run a couple of tests on the output of this mob castle, and more specifically, how many levels can we achieve in, say, an hour, for example. So a little bit of testing is going to happen too, which is going to be absolutely sweet. I know that some of you guys like that sort of complicated mathematical testing jazz, so we'll do a little bit of that in this episode, and it's going to be awesome. I'll be back in a second, guys, once all of this has been cabled up. You know, guys, I suppose it's kind of a little bit sad that we've had to destroy the aesthetic integrity of our spiral staircases here, but I suppose it's worth it in the end. I was trying to figure out if there was another way for us to run this redstone cabling between the dark rooms, but I just don't think there is a more efficient way to do it than up those spiral staircases. And I mean, the reality is that we're never going to be using these spiral staircases anyway, so I guess it's not so bad that they look terrible from the inside. We just have to make sure that they look awesome from the outside, and I think that'll be absolutely fine. But guys, I've just connected, well, I haven't connected it yet, but I'm about to connect the final redstone cabling to the final top darkroom over here. I think there's only one little bit of redstone connection that I need to do over here. I think it's over here. Yep, there we go. So now the redstone signal that's coming from the hopper, there we go, is going to go all the way up these stairs. It's going to be boosted by this repeater over here, and it should have triggered the, yeah, it's triggered the dispensers, as you can see, which is good. However, I think I connected it at the wrong time. Yes, I did. Okay, that's a little bit unfortunate. I'm going to have to disconnect it and make a button quickly, send a redstone signal in there just to reset those dispensers. There we go, and now we can reconnect, and that should now synchronize this dark room with the other dark rooms. The final important thing that we have to do here, guys, is ensure that there is 0 light inside of the dark room. And I think if we press F3, you can see that, yeah, we've got a sort of light of 0 back here where it's absolutely pitch black. However, we need to make sure that we achieve the same thing on this side where the redstone cable is coming into the room. And the way that we're going to do this is by using slabs. So let's fill up this area like this. And as you can see, if we add a half slab over there, that's going to bring the light down to 0. Even though it looks like there's light coming through here, you can see on F3 that light is actually 0. So that is awesome. Job freaking done, baby. This sucker is now up and running. All of our dark rooms are now connected. The whole mob spawner has been completed from a mechanical perspective, my friends, and I am so freaking happy right now. I cannot even begin to tell you. Actually, I think that's gonna, is that gonna cut off the redstone cable? I don't think so. I'm a little bit worried about this, actually. Let's just check. The only problem... Oh, no, there we go. We can see the water is flowing. Excellent. The only problem that I've been having with this mob spawner so far, guys, is that there is a little bit of lag. When the hopper clock triggers and all of the dispensers trigger at the same time, there's definitely a sort of lag spike that I experience, which kind of sucks. I have no idea how to clear that, but I don't think it's actually possible. I think it's probably just something that I have to live with. But it's all good, man. This thing is rocking, and we are generating an insanity amount of mobs, which is amazing. We should be able to hear them. Yeah, you guys can hear them moaning away downstairs. Let's go down to the first floor of Mob Castle and see if there is any mobs for us to process. And of course, what we want to be doing now is ensuring that there's absolutely no light coming into this facility so that it maximizes spawn chances within the spawning chambers themselves. So let's block all of this jazz off like this, and hopefully our mob spawning castle is now running at an optimal and efficient freaking rate, man. Let's get down to the first floor, and this is where we'll be able to see if it is in fact doing that. Let's have a look. How many mobs do we have in here? Holy goodness, it looks like there's a ton of mobs in there. We've got 69 entities inside of our chamber. I've adjusted it a little bit, as you guys can see, and that is because I want to take you to the next thing that I wanted to show you today, and this was a suggestion made by many of you cyber dogs for this build. In fact, one of the most suggested ideas that I've received so far in the series, and that was to use hoppers to transport the items from the dead mobs upstairs into chests below. And as you guys can see, what I've done here is set up a little hopper array, and it's a very, very simple design. All you got to do is make a ton of hoppers, and where the little output is pointing is where the items will flow. So an item sucked up by this hopper is going to flow into this hopper, then it'll flow into this hopper, then it'll flow down here into here and all the way down into this chest. And I'm about to show you guys how much materials I have already collected. Look at all of the materials that I've got so far. A ton of rotten flesh, a little bit of string and eyeballs, a bit of gunpowder, a ton of bones, a bunch of this stuff too. You know what, actually we're going to need a few of these because we are 100% out of food. So our mob spawner is even feeding us, which is absolutely epic. Nothing in that one, I think, but here are some items and weapons, a whole bunch of arrows, and then a whole bunch of enchanted gear. Look at all of this enchanted golden gear. Absolutely crazy right now, man. Ridiculous. How many materials, how many items a mob spawner like this can generate. And of course, this isn't even a super efficient mob spawner. I shudder to think how much we could actually do with an efficient mob spawner. But you know what, guys? I want to run a few experiments now with our mob spawner. I want to see exactly how many levels I will be able to get in a set amount of time. And I'm thinking that the best way to do this is to I want to get my levels down to 0. I suppose the best way to do this is to kill myself to get down to 0, and then we can actually test this sucker out. Yeah, I guess that's probably the best way to do it. I think we should probably spend a bit of our levels first before we kill ourselves. So let's spend our 13 levels making a few enchanted books in the Wizard's Tower, and then we'll kill ourselves, and then we will run some tests on the efficiency of our mob spawner. Oh man, this is going to be awesome. Welcome back to the Wizard's Tower, my friends, where we are going to spend some of these levels. I am so excited for this, man. I've spent so many hours on that mob castle that I think I deserve a reward, and that reward is going to be some awesome enchanted books. I also spent a little bit of time collecting some more wheat from Beatrice's courtyard and from Mole City. Thank goodness for all of those freaking mole citizens farming away like crazy, man. I was literally only had 1 carrot left worth of food up in here, man. We've got a serious food problem going on. But guys, it is time to enchant some freaking books, man. Let's see if we can get something absolutely awesome. Just going to stick the books in here, or we can only do 1 at a time, but we're just going to do level 30s over and over again. Fire aspect 1, that is terrible. Thanks for nothing, Minecraft. What else we got? Thorns 2, that's pretty sweet. Silk touch 1, thorns 2. Not very impressive. Ooh, power 4. We'll definitely take that one. That's fan-freaking-tastic. Sharpness 3. Yes, please. I'll take that one. Very nice. Let's put another one in here. Efficiency 4. That sounds like a great for a pickaxe or a shovel. Let's do another one. Okay, that's it. That's it for level 30 enchants. So not the greatest of enchants, if I'm 100% honest with you. Power 4 is probably awesome. Efficiency 4 is awesome. Silk Touch 1 and Thorns, meh. Sharpness 3, meh. Fire Aspect 1, pretty meh. So didn't really get rewarded for my hard work, unfortunately. A little bit salty about that, but you know what? We've got a mob spawning facility that is going to generate freaking crazy amounts of experience for us, and I'm not actually too worried about it now. I feel like I've freaking leveled up in Minecraft, guys. It's awesome. There's definitely something wrong with this picture. Am I right, Cyberdogs? Welcome back to the Lakeside Villa, and for some reason there is a freaking bed missing. I think I may have stolen this bed to place it just outside of Mob Castle over there, so that's kind of annoying. Kind of have a pretty cool view now from my bedroom in the Lakeside Villa, right? Of the Mob Castle over there. That's pretty awesome. Now, guys, I put all of my stuff down in this chest, including the stone pickaxe, stone shovel, and stone sword. Not going to tell you why I've got those until a little bit later, my friends. But I am now going to do something that I have never done in this series before. In fact, this is definitely a first time for this. And I don't exactly know whether or not we should make a gravestone for this. But I'm going to kill myself right now. This is going to be the first self-induced death of RENDOG'S right here on Minecraft Survival. All of the times that I've died on this series has been because of my noobness, but this time around I'm dying because I want to die, which is kind of weird, but it's gonna happen, alright? I'm swimming out into the center of the ocean here so that I don't pick up my XP balls. I want to basically figure out exactly how much experience points I can get out of this castle in an hour or so. So I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna sink to the bottom of the ocean, I'm gonna think about all of my woes. Beatrice, goodbye, cruel world. I'll smell you later. Ren the dog drowned. Well, here we are just outside of the AFK railway line that runs underneath Mob Castle, and the time has come to begin our experiments. Oh man, it has been countless hours building up to this point, guys. I am so freaking excited. And here is what we're going to be doing, okay? We are going to try and figure out exactly how many levels we can get out of our mob spawning facility in, say, 60 minutes of sitting on the AFK railway line. And we're going to be doing this experiment by just chilling in the minecart for 30 minutes, then going into the processing floor of Mob Castle, killing all of the mobs, getting all of the XP, and seeing how many levels we can get in 30 minutes, and then we can sort of make a guess on how many levels we would be able to get in an hour. So that is the plan. The bad news is that I've actually had to kill myself again. As you can see, Ren the dog drowned twice. And that's because I came over here to record the segment, and there was a creeper and a skeleton over here. I killed them, and thus tainted my experiment by gaining some XP. But now we are starting from absolute zero. We're going to chill in this minecart. We're going to travel around a spider spawner and a zombie spawner that sit underneath Mob Castle. And those mobs that get spawned inside of these chambers here gets transported into that delivery chute via aqueducts, for those of you guys who don't know. And then, of course, we have the dark room spawners above that will be spawning also. And, of course, what's awesome about being on the AFK railway line down here is that we are quite a long distance away from those spawning chambers, which is also going to allow for mobs to be spawning inside of the dark rooms, especially when we go downhill into the spider spawner area, because we travel quite a long way away from the Mob Castle. So the experiment is set. I am so freaking super excited, and I think the way to do this properly is to set the difficulty to peaceful so that we have no mob spawns at all. And from the moment that we set the difficulty to hard, again, I'm going to get my stopwatch out. From this exact moment that I go back into the game, let's just get the stopwatch going. Okay, ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm now just going to let the game run for 30 minutes. Our darkroom spawners are going to spawn. Our spawning chambers are going to spawn. Our butthole inside of the mob castle is going to fill to the brim with mobbage. And in 30 minutes, you and I will get back together for some serious killing and some serious XP grinding, man. It is going to be absolutely awesome. I'll see you guys in 30 freaking minutes. Alright, Cyberdogs, time is up. We have been traveling round and around for 30 minutes now, and the moment of truth is upon us. Let's get our buttholes back up into the mob castle, see how many mobs we've managed to gather inside of the delivery chute. Wow, it sounds absolutely crazy in there, man. Jeez. Unfortunately, at some point in that 30 minutes, there were a couple of mobs that spawned downstairs. I don't know how they got down there, but they intercepted me and I had to kill them, and that's why I have a little bit of experience right now. But that's okay. We can kind of ignore it and try and figure out exactly how many levels we're going to manage to get. But whoa, I don't know what is happening in here, but damn, it is loud, man. I'm going to have to turn this down a little bit. I can barely hear my own thoughts. It looks like they are completely stacked on top of each other. That's how many of them there are, because it doesn't look completely full, but when you have a look at the side here, it looks like there are insane amounts of mobs in that freaking chamber right now. Let's just check our chest and see how many of the mobs have actually died. There's a little bit of rotten flesh in here and a bit of gunpowder, which means that some mobs didn't survive the fall, but that is okay. It doesn't look like too many of them perished on the way down. I suppose all we have to do now is slay these bastards, and we should be able to kill them with a couple of punches. They have fallen about 22 or 23 blocks, so it shouldn't take too long for us to kill them all. And yeah, it looks like they are completely stacked on top of each other, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, by the way, I changed the design of this processing facility over here just so that we can punch from all directions. If you guys remember the last design, there were some blocks here at the corners, but I got rid of those. And I think this is a much more beautiful and much more elegant design. As you guys can see, it's doing a pretty decent job. We're on level 9, level 10 already, and this place hasn't even... Look at this, man. It's still absolutely jam-freaking packed in here. You know what, I think I'm going to switch to axe and just start hacking through these corpses, get rid of these bastards, and try and get the XP as fast as we can. The only problem with doing this, of course, is that it makes us extremely hungry, right? Look at our hunger levels over here, guys. Let me just munch on some bread. There we go. Let's get that in the belly. And there we go. I think that is pretty much it. Just 3 more mobs to go. And, oh, and 1 spider. That spider should be dead. I don't know why that spider has survived the fall. Interesting. Okay, so we've managed to pick up about 18 levels from about 30 minutes of being on the AFK track, which is about... comes to about a level a minute, I suppose. But of course, the good news is that we also got a whole bunch of loot from that, which is pretty good. We got a carrot to eat, a bit of chicken, and so on. It doesn't look like, though, we got any spiders this time around. In my previous tests off camera, I did get a couple of spiders down here. Quite a few, actually, but it seems like a spider has gotten trapped somewhere. Has blocked up one of the aqueducts or something like that, because there is absolutely no string in here whatsoever. There are a few feathers, though, which is kind of strange. 19 levels, 30 minutes, not too shabby, I must say. I suppose we could probably make it even more efficient if we really put our minds to it. What we'll need to do is start lighting up some of the caverns around Mob Castle. We'll need to dig down into the ground to see if there are any cave systems down there that we can light up, and that'll increase the spawn rates within the darkroom chambers, of course. And it looks like we're going to have to also sort out the spider part of the system, because that is definitely not working the way that it's supposed to. Oh man, that is unfortunate. Well, I mean, I'm pretty happy though. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. You know, we're going to be able to get a ton of levels from this thing, even if it means that when I'm making dinner or cooking food or something, I just sit on the AFK railway line and get some levels while I'm doing other stuff, you know. It's just a nice facility that we've got right now to achieve what we want in this series. So I'm pretty happy with it, man. Pretty freaking sweet. Welcome back, cyber diggity dogs, to the Nether Portal Temple. And us being in here can mean only one thing. It's adventure time, baby! Oh yeah, my friends. We have been working so freaking hard on Mob Castle over the last couple weeks that I think it is time we give ourselves a little bit of a break. Let's take a break from crafting and let's go adventuring. Let's get into the Nether, head off in a random direction, set up a Nether portal, go out through that Nether portal, and maybe, just maybe, we will find something awesome. You know, we still need to discover a few new biomes in Minecraft. We haven't found a mesa biome yet. We haven't found a savanna savanna biome yet. We haven't found a flower forest. There's still a lot for us to discover in this Minecraft survival series. So I'm pretty excited actually for this little adventure. And you know what? We're going to spice it up even more, my friends. Check it out. I hinted at it earlier in the episode. We're only going to be taking a stone pickaxe, a stone shovel, stone sword, and 12 bread, and this stack of torches. That's all we're taking on this adventure, guys. And it's going to be up to us to be able to survive, to be able to function on this particular adventure. And the ultimate goal is going to be get a diamond, okay? That's going to be our goal for this adventure. We've got 2 episodes of exploration to get ourselves a diamond from stone tool level. That's the freaking plan. Oh man, this is going to be absolutely awesome. Alright, so let's set it up, guys. Let's get set up for this adventure. I'm thinking what we should do is head off in this direction, 500 blocks from this spot over here, set up our nether portal, go through it, and then whatever happens, happens. And we'll just take it from there, okay? And just before we go through the temple, through the portal, of course, we'll set up this ender chest, drop all of our awesome jazz into it, and we will just be stuck with these janky-ass tools. And it's going to really put us to the test to see if we can actually survive. So let's do this thing, guys. Let's figure out exactly where we are over here. Let's press F3. We are on X365 on this position. So we want to get to about -200 on the X level, and that is going to be where we are going to be sticking our nether portal. So you know what, guys, I'm going to head off in this direction, and yes, I don't care that I am using my diamond pickaxe. You know why? Because I have a brand new mob spawning facility that is able to make me a bunch of freaking levels, man. So I'm totally cool with just jazzing through my my tools right now, because I don't freaking need them. Well, guys, I've tunneled all the way through this mountainside and unfortunately landed directly above a giant lava lake. Now, we could take the risk and try and build a bridge across this lava lake. Of course, if we get hit by a ghast, we are going to die. Or if my pinky finger decides to stop pressing the button, we are in trouble! Dang it!